Hello everyone. My name is Raimi. This channel introduces things you should know about Japan and Japanese people for those who are interested in Japanese culture and customs, and those who are thinking about traveling to Japan. I provide information unique to Japan, such as culture, food, art, lifestyle, and tourism. This time, I'll be writing about March in Japan. The first event to arrive in March is Hinamatsuri, Girls' Day. Hinamatsuri, Girls' Day, is a traditional Japanese festival held every year on March 3rd. It's also known as the Peach Festival. It's a special event to pray for girls' health, happiness, and future success. Families with girls display traditional dolls called Hina dolls. Hinamatsuri dates back over 1,000 years to the Heian period. In ancient Japan, dolls were believed to have the power to ward off evil spirits. In early spring, a ritual called Nagashibana was held, in which bad luck would be transferred to paper dolls and then floated down a river. Over time, this custom evolved into the modern-day Hina doll decorations. Hinamatsuri was established by incorporating Japanese customs into an event of Chinese origin. In ancient China, celebrations and purification ceremonies were held on odd-numbered days in the calendar, such as March 3rd and May 5th. The upper class began to hold a festival on March 3rd, using pairs of dolls to celebrate and purify the spirits. Hina doll display. In households with girls, decorative dolls called Hina dolls are displayed on tiers covered with red cloth. Hina dolls represent the elegance and culture of the Heian period imperial court. The dolls represent the court scene. The dolls are dressed in beautiful traditional court attire. The dolls on the top tier represent the emperor and empress. In the past, female dolls were displayed on the left and male dolls on the right, but this practice is now limited to the Kansai region centered around Kyoto. In other regions, centered around Kanto, it seems more common to display male dolls on the left and female dolls on the right. However, it's rare to see such a complete set of Hina dolls these days. They are so large that they take up an entire room, which seems unacceptable in modern Japanese housing. In fact, the only Hina doll I have is the one on the top tier, and even then, I rarely display it these days. Special foods. Here are some traditional foods enjoyed on Hinamatsuri. Hina are small, ball-shaped rice crackers. They are filled with the wish for happiness throughout the year. The four colors, pink, green, yellow, and white, represent the four seasons. Hishimochi are diamond-shaped rice cakes in red, white, and green. These colors are said to represent snow, budding trees, and life. Clam soup. The paired shells of clams fit perfectly together, so this is a symbol of the hope that children will find their perfect spouse in the future. Chirashi sushi is a type of sushi topped with vinegared rice topped with various ingredients, including seafood, eggs, and vegetables. Peach blossoms bloom around early March and are used as decoration to ward off evil and symbolize feminine beauty. Hina dolls are usually put up for display from the day after Satsuban, the beginning of spring, until around mid-February, but it is traditional to take them down immediately after March 3rd. According to legend, leaving the Hina dolls up for too long will delay a daughter's marriage. 8th, International Women's Day. International Women's Day is celebrated internationally on March 8th. This day promotes efforts to advance women's rights and social status worldwide. Unlike Japan's Hinamatsuri, Girls' Day, International Women's Day focuses on political and social issues. Its purpose is to celebrate women's social, economic, cultural, and political achievements, as well as to protect women's rights, such as eliminating discrimination against women and creating an environment that allows for their improved status and equal participation in society. There are no set rules for flowers to be given on International Women's Day, but in Japan, the symbolic color of International Women's Day awards is yellow, inspired by mimosa flowers. This is because the custom originally spread in Italy. In Italy, mimosa season occurs around International Women's Day, from February to March. March 11th, the anniversary of the Great East Japan Earthquake. At 2:46 p.m. on March 11, 2011, a large earthquake struck off the Pacific coast of Tohoku. As a result, 22,332 people were killed or left missing. March 11th, Amizutori, Water Drawing Ceremony. Introduction to Amizutori. Amizutori is a sacred water drawing ritual held in March at Todaiji Temple, Nara, Japan. This event, rich in history and tradition, dates back over 1,250 years. The ceremony. The highlight of Amizutori is the drawing of sacred water, which is believed to purify the temple and its worshippers. Monks draw sacred water from a well and offer it to the Kannon Bodhisattva. Another key feature is the Otaimatsu ceremony, where monks carry large, flaming torches around the temple's premises. This spectacular display of fire is not only a sight to behold but also symbolizes the burning away of worldly desires and impurities. Cultural significance. Amizutori marks the end of winter and the coming of spring, embodying themes of renewal and cleansing. It is a time for reflection and prayer, with participants seeking blessings for good health and prosperity. March 14th, White Day. White Day is a day when men who receive chocolates and other gifts on Valentine's Day give gifts such as candy, marshmallows, and white chocolate to women in return. The custom of White Day originated in Japan and is also seen in parts of East Asia, including the People's Republic of China, Taiwan, and Korea. In the West, Valentine's Day is typically spent with a partner or close friend, with men confessing their love and giving gifts to women. Since women don't traditionally give chocolate to men, there's no White Day for giving chocolate in return. Vernal Equinox Day, around March 20th. This is one of Japan's national holidays, held annually around March 20th. The date of the vernal equinox, when the sun passes through the vernal equinox point and its ecliptic longitude reaches 0 degrees, is selected through astronomical observations, and the date of the vernal equinox for that year is determined. This day is considered a day to celebrate nature and cherish all living things. It seems that an annual national holiday based on astronomy is rare even on a global scale. Buddhist services during the equinoctial week. Generally, the period around the vernal equinox is known as the Higan period, a time of visits to graves and memorial services for ancestors. Higan refers to the 7-day period consisting of 3 days before and 3 days after the vernal equinox. Higan occurs twice a year, in spring and autumn, on the vernal equinox and autumnal equinox, and the 3 days before and after. During this 7-day period, people typically visit graves and participate in Buddhist memorial services known as Higan Memorial Services, or Higan Equinox ceremonies, held at temples. Since the sun rises due east and sets due west on these days, in Buddhism, it is believed that the world inhabited by ancestors and Buddhas, believed to be far to the west, is closest to our current world, making it easier for us to hear the voices of our ancestors. The world inhabited by ancestors and Buddhas is said to be far to the west. This is because the sun setting in the west is considered to be the final destination of life. Graduation ceremonies. In Japan, the end of March marks the end of the academic year for educational institutions, and graduation ceremonies are held from early to late March for elementary, junior high, high school, and university students. Only 4 countries around the world, India, Pakistan, the Philippines, and Sudan, hold graduations in March, just like Japan. Graduation ceremonies in Europe, the United States, and other Asian countries are held between May and July. Graduation season in major countries and regions. United States and Canada, late May to early June. United Kingdom, July. Singapore, November. Australia, December. South Korea, February. The reason why graduation ceremonies in Japan are in March and entrance ceremonies in April is because during the Meiji period, 1886, the country's fiscal year was unified to start in April. When the school system in Japan was first established, the new school year started in September, following the example of Europe and the United States. Graduation ceremonies were held in August. Later, the school year was shifted to April to coincide with the Japanese fiscal year, and entrance ceremonies were also moved to April. As a result, graduation ceremonies are held in March, marking the end of the previous school year. However, under Japan's School Education Act, students are considered to be enrolled until March 31st, so they are actually still enrolled until the end of March. At elementary, junior high, and high school graduation ceremonies, students are presented with diplomas. To prevent the diplomas from getting bent, graduates are given sturdy tubes to store their rolled-up diplomas. The black tubes you see in graduation-related photos and illustrations contain diplomas. Overseas, graduation is more of a celebration of achievement than a farewell. Students typically wear gowns and square caps, cap and gown, toss their caps, and enjoy a party-like atmosphere filled with smiles. In contrast, Japanese graduation ceremonies rely heavily on songs and performances to create a memorable experience, evoking images of tears, emotion, and farewells. This is a uniquely Japanese school culture that's rare even in the rest of the world. Songs and music played at graduation ceremonies. In Europe and the United States, historic songs are played at graduation ceremonies. Pomp and Circumstance, composed by the English composer Elgar, is a march with over 100 years of tradition. Europe also has the Latin song, Gaudeamus Igitur, which dates back to the 13th century and has a history of over 700 years. In Japan, on the other hand, even though the tradition is short, there are generational anthems that symbolize each decade. The songs sung can change significantly a few years after graduation. Globally, countries where all students sing at graduation ceremonies are actually rare. The structure of everyone singing together, which in itself becomes an emotional climax, is unique to Japan. The songs chosen are not ones that offer bright and celebratory messages for the future, but rather are chosen based on how beautifully they move one to tears. A distinctive feature of Japanese graduation ceremonies is that choruses are at the heart of the ceremony, and songs to move one to tears are an established genre. This time, I've been talking about March in Japan. March in Japan is a season when you can feel the transition from winter to spring. As the days get warmer and flowers begin to bloom, this month also symbolizes new beginnings. Cherry blossom viewing, a uniquely Japanese custom known overseas, is a traditional Japanese tradition, and one of its essential Japanese sweets is the senshoku dango. These rice dumplings are lined in 3 colors, green, white, and pink. Their colors represent the story of how green buds sprout beneath the accumulated white snow, and when the snow melts, spring arrives and flowers bloom. The story of the senshoku dango really symbolizes the month of March, right around this time of year. When you think of cherry blossom viewing at this time of year, you think of plum, peach, and cherry blossom. My director asked me to introduce cherry blossoms in April, so here I'd like to talk about plum and peaches. Even Japanese people often confuse plum and peaches. Here I'll explain how to tell them apart. Differences in petals. Plum blossoms have round petals, while peach blossoms have pointed petals. Differences in bloom pattern. Plum blossoms have no stems and bloom as if attached directly to the branch. Peach blossoms bloom in pairs. I'll be able to talk about cherry blossom viewing in April, so please look forward to the next video. Thank you for today. See you in the next video. Bye.